This is video number 10 of 15. Ephesians 2:20 says that the church is built upon the foundation of apostles and prophets. In 2000, whilst I was living in Teesside, the Lord gave me a dream, and in the dream I saw a hand, and the hand only had these 3 fingers. And as I watched, the forefinger and the thumb emerged. And the Lord said this: when the forefinger and the thumb is restored to the hand, the whole function of the hand must be redefined. If I can put it this way to you, if I didn't have a forefinger and a thumb, these other 2 fingers, or the 3 fingers, would be doing things to compensate for the absence of the other 2, but they'd be doing things that they weren't really designed to do. If then the forefinger and the thumb were added, then the whole function of the hand is redefined. And something that's taking place right now is the revelation of the significance of apostolic and prophetic ministry in the church is re-emerging. I don't believe it's ever totally gone, because I don't believe God gives gifts and then takes them away. But we're just in a season of time right now where it is being emphasized of the Spirit. Remember, the Apostle Peter said that we should be established in present truth, the truth that God is speaking now. Jesus said, man does not live on bread alone, but on every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. So we don't just want to know what God has said. What we want to know is, what is God saying now? And all over the place, the conversation about what does it look like for apostle and prophet to become foundational, to function in a foundational way, to create the environment for the church to be healthy. And I believe that there's a whole host of things. I'm going to talk a little bit about the prophetic tomorrow, but there's a whole host of things that are shifting in the mentality of the church right now globally. And that actually, interestingly, a lot of this is the Middle East, China, South America, India are some way ahead in some of this stuff than the Western church, especially the UK. That there's actually, I've been in contexts in other nations where these dynamics are much more established than they are here. And I believe this is something, as we move forward, that God is going to begin to emphasize this more and more and more. And this is why it is so important for those who carry a prophetic grace, the ascension gift, not just prophecy, but the gift of the prophet. This is why it's so important right now for prophets to find out where they're called to be aligned and who the relationships are they're called to be connected with. And when I say that word, I'm not talking about coming under control. What I'm talking about is recognizing who are the heart connections God is calling you to walk with, because we may well receive prophetic revelation, but we need an apostolic context to outwork that revelation. Now, I'm going to talk tomorrow a little bit more about that, so I don't want to touch that now, but it's really important that we actually understand that as God begins to establish and build this, what it looks like for the church to have apostolic prophetic foundation, that this means that everything is going to begin to be redefined. The way I like to teach it is, if you were to take a fish tank and put a blue light under the fish tank would be blue. If you then added a red light, the fish tank would light up purple. And when apostolic and prophetic grace begin to function together at the foundation of the church, it creates kingdom culture. That's why I say purple. Kingdom culture within the body that enables all of the other ministries to function in a different way, that they move away from functioning under what has been a pastoral paradigm over into an apostolic prophetic paradigm. And that means that we then move into actually functioning the way that Jesus always intended us to function. This is why Paul said the foundation of the church, what underpins everything, is God's voice and the apostolic mission to go to the nations. So this is what God's doing right now, and one of the key aspects of this is when this begins to take root, the way that the church measures its success is not based upon its gathering capacity, but based upon its activation and sending capacity. What I mean by that is The prophet may come and help people understand who they're called to be, what they're called to do, what the ministry is in their life. But the apostle commissions and sends, and this is what God is doing right now. He's raising up a church back into the mindset of I'm a church on mission. That being the church is not just locked within Sunday, but church is something on the road, something where we're sent. So the mindset of an apostolic prophetic church is I'm here to send, I'm here to activate. The mindset previous has been I'm here to gather, I'm here to protect. I measure my success by how many people are in church on a Sunday, whereas the other context would measure its success based on how many people are we sending out. So let's see how this outworks. I believe we're very much in the UK at the beginnings of this, but excitingly, more and more and more of this is beginning to emerge. So let's pray together for this to be fully established so that we can shift into the place that we see the establishing of the full fivefold ministry in the church and the members, the believers, activated into their calling and ministry to go to the nations. God bless.